In the dark shadows of shipwrecks across the Florida Keys, a silver ghost is waiting. They call it the Great Barracuda, a living torpedo. With a lifespan of up to 14 years, this species has evolved into a perfect mechanical weapon. Just look at those teeth. They're uneven, interlocking like a guillotine, built to rip through prey in a single bite. But the real power is the speed. From a dead stop, this thing hits 35 miles per hour in a heartbeat. That's as fast as a car flying through your neighborhood. But this pro hunter has a dark secret. Being at the top of the food chain means it soaks up ciguatera toxin over the years. A record-breaking 85-pounder might look like the trophy of a lifetime, but in reality, it's a dose of incurable poison. So, how do seasoned fishermen face off with this death machine and turn it into an irresistible meal, all while keeping their hands in one piece? Meet Billy Salt Miller. He's spent 20 years on the flats of the Bahamas. Today, Billy isn't out here for a relaxing Sunday. He's in a one-on-one duel. The rod is bent nearly to the water. The Barracuda underneath is fighting like crazy. To handle those razor-sharp teeth, Billy has to use a wire leader. Use a standard monoline? Game over in exactly 1 second. This struggle lasts 10 minutes, but every second counts. You can't let up for a moment. Meanwhile, out on the open water, veteran anglers are working just as hard to get these predators on the hook. You can see them thrashing, realizing they've been outsmarted. It's time to get that hook out of the guillotine jaw. jaw. A 4-pounder. Perfect for dinner. The fish had been brought aboard, but what technique transformed it from an incurable poison into a delicacy?
Nice little barracuda here. Check out the teeth.
Elijah is a master of the blade.
Incredible.
To him, every fish is a piece of architecture. That's armor plating. Scales so tough they need a cast steel tool to move them.
Any other fish? Fillet this guy up right there. Their skin's soft. It just stinks and it's very
Now comes the money shot, the cut along the backbone.
and then run the knife right up the back here. A lot of scales. And the meat on these.
Elijah separates 2 bone-white fillets, clean as fresh snow.
It's a pretty nice meat right there. Do the other side here. Right down the ribs there. There we go. 2 nice pieces of meat. On this side.
Elijah is about to take this terrifying sea monster and turn it into something every diner is going to crave.
There you go. It's a pretty nice piece of.
The magic starts with these firm white chunks of meat. First up, the Florida classic, Barracuda nuggets. A thin dusting of cornmeal keeps them crispy without soaking up all that oil. Look at that, golden brown in just 4 minutes. Add a side of tangy tartar sauce and you'll see why locals call this soul food. Barracuda isn't fishy at all. It's meaty like mackerel, but light like a flounder. For something a bit more refined, you can't go wrong with oven-grilled fillets with garlic and olive oil. Most coastal shacks sell these for about $19 a plate. That's a steal for a taste of an ocean assassin. A busy seaside spot can move 50 orders in just a 2-hour lunch rush. What started as a scary, toxic monster becomes a symbol of the community, all thanks to the right set of hands. But the Barracuda isn't the only predator with a deadly secret. In the next part, we're diving deep to meet a fish where one tiny slip of the chef's knife could cost you your life. Are you ready?
Slightly bigger this one. The sole can go fairly soft pretty quick.
Everything starts with the skin. These fish are soft and they warm up fast, so you have to move with intent. Look how easy this is. Grab the edge, get a firm grip, and it just peels away. Flip it over. Do it again. No struggle, just technique. Off with the head. Now we're going in for the fillet. Set the knife right on top of the frame. Run the blade down the spine. There's a tiny rib cage there, but don't let it stop you. It's nothing serious. Here's the trick. Angle the blade. Since we've already cleared the top, you're working with a thin, delicate piece now. Keep that knife pressed tight against the bone to get every bit of meat. But how do you take these delicate, skinless fillets and turn them into the kind of dish that leaves the toughest critics in Paris speechless? From the cold darkness of a shipwreck, we bring the lemon sole into the warmth of the kitchen. Remember that rough, pigmented skin from the seafloor? Forget it. Now it's just pure, pearly white flesh protected by a paper-thin dusting of flour. Listen to the symphony of the brown butter. We keep the heat just right until it turns that perfect shade of toasted hazelnut. We're basting it constantly, spooning that liquid gold over the top until it's silky, delicate, and naturally sweet. A squeeze of fresh lemon to wake up the palate, a few capers, and some fresh dill straight from the garden. Which part are you going for first? That succulent center loin or the crispy, butter-drenched edges? That rich, nutty butter balanced with a sharp hit of lemon served alongside tender new potatoes. Lemon sole meuniere isn't just a meal, it's how we honor the ocean's bounty. Ocean gives us life. The kitchen makes it eternal. Deep under the Florida reefs, there's a creature that looks like it crawled out of a sci-fi lab. A fish that can both see without using its eyes. Every hogfish starts its life as a female. But when the head of the house disappears, a hormonal revolution kicks in. The most dominant female in the group literally transforms herself, changing her sex entirely to become the new alpha male. It's a society where status dictates your biology. But what really blew scientists' minds in 2023 was their skin. It turns out a hogfish's entire skin acts like one giant image sensor. It photographs the surroundings to adjust its camouflage instantly, bypassing the eyes entirely. With a long, pig-like snout and jaws built to crush sea urchins, a full-grown hogfish can hit 24 pounds, about the size of a toddler. It's bizarre, it's expensive, and to get them, you have to get down to the reef. In the Florida Keys, local diver Carlos Mendez, 14 years in the game, is gearing up for a hunt that's tougher than snapper, and way more rewarding than grouper. Carlos goes for the free dive. No tanks, just one breath, and a few dozen seconds on the seafloor. He drops down to the reef, about 40 feet deep. Down there, the hogfish are busy rooting through the sand for crabs and snails. Carlos stays dead still, hand gripping. 1, 2, 3, got him. A 15-pounder. For a Florida diver, that's the fish of the season. Meanwhile, up on the boat, Captain Ray drops bait right off the edge of the hard bottom. Hogfish don't slam the bait like a grouper. They peck at it, test it, then spit it back out. He sets the hook, heavy bend. The first fish hits the deck after an 18-minute wait.
Come on, whip that thing out of the water.
That's right, baby. And I'm with my clients here. Big ol' hog. Big ol' hog. Put that fish right there. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, that might be another one. Oh, that's another one. You can. Oh yeah, that's another nice hogfish, guys. A nice hogfish. Look at that.
Two ways to hunt, two types of nerves of steel. In the water, Carlos is staring cross currents and reef edges sharp as a razor. On the boat, Ray can waste hours if his anchor is off by even a few yards. And you want to know when the real hogfish value starts to show? James zips a line down the spine, then rolls the blade along the frame. The meat starts to open up. A few swipes later, two massive fillets are pulled off a nearly skeletal frame. Next is the skin, blade pressed tight to the board, other hand pulling the fillet taut. And then, the payoff. The meat is white, thick, and clean, almost zero bloodline. The belly is smaller, but it's fattier and carries more punch. James works the knife carefully to pull the Y-bones out of those pinkish-white fillets. No rush, no waste. So, can 10 minutes in the oven turn this hogfish into the reason people come back to Florida a second time? The secret is in the mix. chopped scallops, mushrooms, bell peppers, and a little browned garlic. Hogfish doesn't need much. Some butter, fresh lemon, and rosemary. 10 minutes in the oven is all it takes for that smart skin to turn into a golden, crispy crust, holding in all that juicy, snow-white meat. Look at this texture. It's not flaky like other reef fish. It's soft like a scallop, but it's still got the muscle of a predator. That light pink fades into a pure white. The flavor is sweet and clean, the total opposite of the weird, gritty creature you saw under the waves. From an animal that sees with its skin and changes its sex on a whim, to a world-class meal on a porcelain plate. The circle is closed. The dangers of the Florida Keys just paid off with a flavor you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Turns out, the real beauty of the ocean only shows up after it passes through the fire, right? Right now, we're heading to the cold currents of the Pacific to break down the striped beakfish, the stone cracker of the sea.
여기 꼬리 잘라서
It's pulled from the waters of Yeosu, dorsal spine sharp as a razor, but a tiny mouth, teeth that are completely harmless. The blade hits the cutting board. Striped beakfish. Handling one of these, it's not for amateurs.
여름철이에요, 여름철. 순천에 있을 때는 양식 거정만 하다 보니까 좀 지루하고 자연산도 좀 해보고 싶다는 생각을 많이 했었는데 그래서 앞으로는 자연산을 좀 많이 만들 예정이에요. 지금은 좀 이제
The skin is incredibly thick and leathery. Trying to pull it by hand is a waste of time. You have to get a pair of pliers on it and grip tight just to get it off.